All right, when you open this up, it is striking. I mean, damn. I can see people who don't even collect figures grabbing this and putting this in their office or at work or at home or something. Well, obviously they would have to be fans of it growing up. I feel like it's dated now. You know, if you watch it now, if you're, just turning like 18 or 15 or something, you probably don't care about the old It. But I watched this when I was 7. My mom accidentally put it on the TV, and I was scarred. It was a wrap for clowns. Look he's laughing and pointing at me. He's like, you. Oh my God. NECA did a fantastic job. You get this head with him laughing at you. Like, I'm going to eat your face tonight. And then you get these heads. He's got the one where he's about to eat your face. Look at him. He's like, oh yeah. And then he's got, this is the one that comes in the package. This is the first face I saw, and it just, damn, it's like creepy. And then you get this really detailed burn face at the end of the first part. See, this was a TV series, mini-series, and the first part was like the first movie when they burned his face with a inhaler. But yeah, the detail, the quality of work here with NECA is outstanding. I am almost positive the mouth work was done separately, and then they actually pushed it in there and glued it in there. Because if you look at it, it is amazing. It's so crisp from the paintwork going from his mouth to his teeth. Damn, but look at that detail. So this is one head where he gets burned at the end of the first movie. And then this is his I am not happy with you right now look. And I don't think I have a single complaint on this Pennywise figure, except for 2 of the heads had a white dot on the very tip of the nose, and that was distracting. And I actually just hit it with a red permanent marker just to get rid of it, because we can't have that. That's not good. I think this head is one of them. Yeah, if you can see, right there's a glare. I don't think you can even tell. It blended nicely, thankfully. But maybe if you could look at his teeth, you can see what I mean about the teeth being a separate part that was pushed in there, if that even makes sense. If they didn't do that, I don't know how they got it so clean. It is clean, man. Very clean paint job on these, especially the one I got. Sometimes on the nose, you can see it right there. It's a little off. It definitely is. But not enough to, be upset with the purchase at all. So, but there's a lot to go over with this. I don't want to waste your time, but for some reason he comes with a paper boat, and I think the 2017 version comes with a plastic boat. I'm going to have to pick up that version and do a little comparison to see if I even care, if there's a difference between the paper and plastic. And he comes with this hand. I'm not going to be able to find that plug now. He comes with that hand. This is, I believe, this hand and that hand. It goes with this face when he gets burnt, because you can have his hands up to his face. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it was like in the movie. Where did that go? Yeah, see what I mean? His hands go up to his face like, you burned me. And he does it in the movie. In the TV show, he does it like theatrically, you know what I mean? He's got a lot of screen presence when he does it too. So, what else is here? You got this hand, which that has to hold a balloon, I would imagine. Either the balloons, sorry, or he comes with his little noisemaker. All right, never mind. It's probably the other hand. But this hand holds the noisemaker. And I think this thing just goes crank, 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 a bunch of noise. I think this is even before my time. This is old school. I've never seen them growing up when I was a kid. At least I don't remember anything. The only time I've ever seen it was the It movie. And again, NECA is killing it with collector-friendly packaging. Just everything. Even having these little spots for your fingers to pull the parts out so you're not chipping away at the paint or picking them with your nail to try to dig them out of there. NECA's, man, they're on point. Here we go. So this hand, another white glove. It's hard to get all the detail showing because you really need to get a normal lighting in the room, plus you need a light on it to really showcase the detail, so it's tricky, but you guys can see what I mean. So that hand holds the balloons, and let me show you these. See what I mean by they have a little spot in there for your finger to go? That's nice. Anyway, here's his monster hands, and I have a feeling they did this just for the cover, because we do see them in the movie twice, I believe. Once for sure, I believe he turns into a monster and cuts somebody, similar to the new movie It, the new It remake. But I think these are primarily to coincide with the cover of the box. Funny though, they didn't make that face. This would have been my all-time favorite face. I think if they made that one, I think they should re-release this figure. I would get another one for the office if they did just a couple other accessories, because I don't think they made a lot of money off this. But here's the other hand, and if you see how the hand is, it kind of looks, you know, like they were going for that cover image. Anyway, on the bottom of the packaging, when you pull all his stuff out, you have all the balloons. Now, I'm not going to yank them out of here. They are heavy plastic, a heavier plastic than I imagine. And if you don't know about the balloons, I think this is a tip. Someone told me before I picked this up, they said, if you do get it, put the balloons together and then wrap the... I'll just show you real quick. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but wrap the wire around them when you get all of them together, because when you're holding one balloon, they are kind of heavy, and when you hold one balloon, they do kind of sag. But by the time you wrap all of them together, how many do you get? You get 2 yellow, you get 1 blue, 1 orange, 1 red, and 1 green. When you wrap them all together, it actually is pretty sturdy, and you can put them up in this hand. It's got to be this hand, and then you can put him up and he'll hold all the balloons. It is a little tricky. I almost dropped him. It is a little tricky, my friend said, but just to give you that little tip, wrap them up so that way they stay on there. But other than that, wait, I showed off all those heads, and then you have this laughing head. Yo, they did such a good job on this, man. I love the really detailed movie and TV show pieces. Anything from entertainment, to be honest. Man, I love it. It's like having a 3D poster. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to have to put him next to Chucky. But he's got double articulation. I forget what it's called. He's got a double joint on his elbow, but it's done a little differently because of how bulky his costume is supposed to be. And I think it works. It works really well for what you need. And his articulation is there's only one con to this figure that I can think of right now off the top of my head. But his shoulders go up as far as you need. His waist bends here, or turns here, I should say. You don't get much, you don't get any ab crunch. You get a tiny bit, but you really don't need it. And then he's got only a tiny bit of articulation in his legs. And everything is real stiff. Everything is real stiff, which you want, because you want him to hold the weight. And I just remembered a second con with this guy. Look at the plain black shoes. They kind of stand out a little bit. I don't even remember what kind of shoes he was wearing, but they look weird in his whole suit. He looks kind of weird with just... It looks like he was ready to be filmed up here, and the actor was just wearing black shoes. I don't know. For some reason, that looks odd to me, but I don't care. He still looks friggin' awesome. But yeah, with this guy, there's 2 cons I can think of. One off the top of my head... he's tricky to stand, and I feel like what works the best is make sure his legs are locked in straight. And then when you go to stand him, he does better when you're trying to get him. I'm not going to be able to do it now because he's a pain in the ass. But when you try to get him to stand, make sure you lock his legs. And the second flaw, the only other flaw, which is kind of unavoidable, is when you're taking the head off and on, you are going to rub some of that on this. I don't know if I can even show you. You're going to rub some of that on the underside there. But now that I'm thinking about it, as long as you have his hair on, that really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? When you do switch his heads, you'll notice it more. But I don't think that even matters. Anyhow, me and my daughter, when we set this guy up, when I opened the package, it came with Predator and Pennywise, she literally grabbed Pennywise and ran out of the office and tried running into her room. She wanted to steal it off of her daddy. I got her Chucky, and she hasn't played with it since we set it up. But anyhow, so there's the Pennywise, and I told Juliet, my daughter, that we're going to get his mean face, and we're going to put him over here holding Chucky's hand, because we have 2 of these Chuckies. And here was hers that I set up, showing her how I wanted to set up some of the figures in the office using these stone painted stands. Maybe I'll paint different ones for Chucky, and this is just a little in-home experiment, because with styrofoam you can stab in any type of different accessory because it's all different for every figure. So I was playing around with stuff because for my comic Doomsday Kingdom, we're coming up with prototypes and ideas to make our own figures and toys and merchandise. So I was practicing with what's out there. Okay, well, what would be a cool little inclusion that you can turn into a unique little, I don't know, custom stand. So anyway, this is a Chucky one that we both like. It's actually both of her toys there. And I was thinking about putting Chucky and Pennywise together. He's mad because he's got to babysit that bastard. And we'd have to use this Chucky head because I think they would go together perfect. Pennywise holding Chucky's hand. Anyhow, I'm going to try this out. I put the balloons together kind of where they weren't all lined up, where we have a green balloon up top a little bit. I kind of maneuvered them around, and then I twisted it. I held it, I pinched it right here, and then I twisted it all the way down. We're going to see if that, because now they seem to want to stay up pretty firm, and they don't clang around, so they shouldn't really bounce around much, making him uneven. Alright, so this is probably how he's going to look for now, because I got a lot of work to do. I don't have time to mess around with him, but what I did is I spun that. He's holding the balloons. I think he's holding them pretty friggin' well. And to make it a little more sturdy, I went ahead and tucked some of the tips into his pants here, the little flap, so that way when he is, or when the balloons want to move or move that hand any which way, they got a little extra, grip right there. So, yeah. Man, they did a standout job on this guy. He looks creepy as shit, and I just messed it all up. All my work just went down the drain. Yeah, see? Like, I just pulled his thing out, and the balloons want to fall down now. So, you're going to have to play with them. Oh, my God. He's standing up all on his own. He looks so damn neat. Look at him laughing with his... Knew it. I knew it. I knew it was coming. All right, anyhow, this is NECA's Pennywise. It's not going to be easy getting him standing up with the balloons, I'll tell you that right now. But give any tips or ideas down in that comment box below about how to get him standing up with the balloons displayed nicely. At first, I was going to stick him in this and have him going all the way around him as some sort of display. But the balloons alone, each balloon, surprisingly, it's a lot heavier than these wires, and this is a metal wire. You know what I mean? It's definitely thicker than what you would find on a bread tie or something. So, all right, thoughts and opinions down in that comment box. I think NECA did an amazing job, and this is probably one of my favorite head sculpts. I love them all, to be honest, but this is probably one of my favorites, and I love that pointy finger. I was just laughing at you. All right, guys. Look at that. Creepy as shit.